Religious visions of sexual ecstasy and physical torment, psychological experiments in an old rusty isolation tank, and the ever-treasured approach of psychedelic science through the age-old methods of the shaman's journey juice. Her master frame here, reconstituted after a trip to the beginning of time, when man was a budding blob of consciousness in the primordial soup. Where to begin? William Hurt, making his movie debut, plays pretty boy psychonaut Eddie Jessup on a mission to find God, or in scientific terms, the key to the universe. Was there ever more of an Anglo vision of Adam than this? And his red-headed Eve? Or is it Lilith? At one point in the film, she appears as the fearsome lizard known as the Komodo dragon. She is the long-suffering woman of his dreams. After a meet-cute hookup at a party set up by his colleague and co-pilot in the Land of Hallucinations, played by Bob Balaban, she takes the lucky psychologist back to her place for a sweaty, no-nonsense fuck on her sofa. Alpha male Eddie, in the midst of ejaculation, spaces out, staring at a bright red heater they happen to have right next to their heads. "What are you thinking about?" she asks, post-coitus. "God. And Jesus' crucifixion," he replies, with a troubled look on his face. He lays his head on her sweet petite breast, and from there spirals into the unknown. Hot sex leads to marriage and a kid. His marriage leads to personal dissatisfaction, which leads to the trip of his lifetime in a mountaintop cave surrounded by Mexican witch doctor Indians. This is when the drugs really kick in and the vision quest begins. And there are some mind-blowing images throughout the film. Director Ken Russell has a surrealist eye for bearing visual testament to the depth of man's psychoses. A 7-head goat god, a moonlit windstorm that renders Mr. and Mrs. Jessup beautiful sand sculptures eroded by time, and 2001-style space acid-induced birth of the planets under the microscope visions are a few of the memorable dream sequences he pulls off, using grotesque makeup and a magical mixture of practical effects and artsy early CGI. The middle of the movie is basically a wildly funny Wolfman monster romp due to some serious side effects of the entheogen he brought back from Mexico. This is the most ridiculous, but also the most fun part of this time-traveling, very hairy, heavy concept thrill ride. His studies continue in the sensory deprivation tanks until the fabric of time and space is totally opened up and threatened to engulf him and his colleagues in the most horrifying way. Especially good is Charles Hayde as Mason Parrish, the skeptical, loud-mouthed professor who doubts the validity of Eddie's dumb hippie experiments. He rants and struts about like a bespectacled, ego-driven caveman in a Tennessee Williams play. In the end, the bizarre mixture of kooky camp, psychedelic effects, and philosophical questioning make for a satisfying spectacle. At the brink of nothingness, at the gate of the great mystery where all is absorbed and released, only the mother love remains, which, as Carl Jung said, is the totality of life of which we are a small and helpless part. Fly on, monkey man, fly on. I give Altered States 3 doses of pure adrenochrome and a half a simian brain.